day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite in Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every game day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle, dripping heat. Tiger stripe the city streets. East side, stand up. West side, stand up. If you reppin', who day? Time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Blue day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the bounce, make the city howl. Now we beasting now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle. When we flex that, who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Stripes. Now who wanna move closing on? Stripes. Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange on bottle. Bingo bottle. Never stop it. To the beast of feasting on 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes? Flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite in
You know, it would help if I actually turned the camera on. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Tronopole. And as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the back-to-back AFC North champion Cincinnati Bengals. Now, do me a favor. If you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. You guys are awesome. I'm up at the 2,380 subscribers. We're making that slow climb. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter X and you have yet to subscribe to my channel or you don't have a YouTube channel, first of all, go get a YouTube channel. It's free. And then once you do, go to the YouTube channel Sports with Strawberry Ice and hit the subscription button, hit the bell for the notification. And every time I go live, you'll be notified. And every time I put a video up or short or anything up there, please go check them out because I've been doing a lot more stuff, a lot more shorts, a lot more smaller videos and stuff like that to try to keep you guys entertained and just informed as much as I can. So, like I said, please go subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And, you know, as always, I'm coming to you live from this glorious place down there. It's the Ice Cave. And the Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And, guys, he was doing even more stuff in practice today. Even more, according to James Rapine. He's the greatest quarterback in the league. He's Joe Burrow. We call him Jackpot Joey. If you want any of the Jackpot Joey merchandise, the hats, the flags, the shirts, any of that stuff, go to jackpotjoey9.com. If you want the beer, which is award-winning and delicious, go to Brick Brewery, and it's at Kroger's and Westside Peeps. Like I said, it's at Timer's drive-thru. It's over there on Anderson Ferry and Crookshank right there. So go there. I know they have some there. I found some there the other night. But portions of the proceeds go to the Joe Burrow Hunger Relief Fund and the Joe Burrow Foundation. What is up to everybody in the chat? Let's see. Who was first? Scroll up here. Of course, Strangers first. Strangers in there. Brad's in there. Paul's in there. Ross. Lindsay, what's up? Joe's in there? Wow, that's confusing. Joe's in the chat, and I see him down there in the waiting room. That's really weird. He's waving to me now. He's got two different places. Wow. Anthony, what's going on? Anyway, guys. All right, so some good news. According to James Rapine, Joe Burrow, like I said, is doing more drills in at practice than he has this whole time. I don't know if that's the whole practice or since he aggravated it last time. Those are all good signs. All Joe has to be able to now, if people expect Joe to be rolling out and making people miss and all that stuff, I don't think that's going to happen. But if Joe can just step up, step to the side, make people miss that way when the pressure is coming toward him, which Joe is elite at doing. He's one of the best quarterbacks at doing that. That is going to help so much. So those are food for thought. I was trying to provide positive stuff here. Is it going to mean that the Joe Burrow is not going to aggravate it? I'm not saying that. Hopefully he won't, knock on wood, but these are all steps in the right direction. I am very excited about it. And I got a short out too. If you guys want to check out Mike Hilton. The Bengals hear everybody out there doubting them. And as Mike Hilton said, canceling them. And I want to give a shout out to Josh from Back Row Bengals. He did it last night. I decided to follow up with him on just all the negative stuff. The Bengals hear all that. The players hear all that. TB said it. We're going to remember who's with us when we're down. They have been down the last 2 years. Yes. Is it going to be a huge uphill battle? Yes, it is. It's going to be really hard to do. I believe they can do it. Will they do it? I have no idea, but it starts Sunday. They got to get a win Sunday. And Joe said it. Mike Hilton said it. Everybody said it. It's a must win. They're going in as an angry, pissed off bunch of Bengals. And I think Arizona is going to pay for it. Now, it might be an ugly win, but I'll take any win I can get. Anyway, that's my little rant. My two cents there. Let's get to Joe. Let's see what he has to say about it. What's up, Joe? Hey, you're muted. You're muted. We're off to a really good start here. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, go fix that. Yeah. See, we're off to a good start. See, I forgot to turn the camera on. And to start the show, and his mic was muted. All right, let's see here while he works on that. Yes, Brad, you are correct. That's a good point too. And this is second day in a row that Joe Burrow is not, I repeat, not on the injured list. So I mean, again, all good signs, all good news. Look, if Joe Burrow can get anywhere close to where he usually is, watch out. Because the biggest thing is he's moving more. To me, that means he hopefully can throw the ball better too. I mean, everybody's worried about him moving, but getting his legs underneath of him, getting the ball down the field is huge. Are they going to go, take a 7-step drop and bomb it? Well, they might, because according to James Rapien and Trags and these guys, Joe was taking 7-step drops and he was bombing them. So everything is trending in the right direction for Joe to be doing a lot better. So, okay. Joe says he's back. Let's bring him back in. What's up, Joe?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. There you go.
All right. See, this is why you shouldn't mess with your microphone after you take me off the screen, because then I can't get feedback whether I'm actually being
heard or not. Problem. I'm like, you're working before. I'm like, what? Like I said, we're off to a great start. I forgot to turn the camera on myself after the intro went off, and your mic didn't work.
Yeah, the beauty of live streaming, huh?
Exactly. All right, so of all the stuff I was rambling on there with my little 2-cent rant there, what's your thoughts? I mean, I'm feeling more confident in what Joe can do. Like I said, I don't think he's going to go out and run around like crazy, but if he can step up, move around, and hopefully get his legs under him to make more of the outside passes, the wide passes, and the deep shots, at least a couple of them. Hopefully that's what the way he's trending. What's your thoughts?
I mean, you're more confident than I am. What's the Marvin Lewis line? I see better than I hear. But I mean, this is a team with their back pushed up against the wall and they're pissed off. So if they come out flat today, then you know that, or today they come out flat on Sunday, then you know something, that this just isn't the season. But I expect them to come out with the most amount of fire that they've had all year. Again, they're hearing, they're hearing all the, I don't want to say naysayers. It's just not like teams disrespect them. They played like ass. So obviously teams are, people are going to be wondering what's going on with this team. They were a Super Bowl favorite before the season. So we'll see. I mean, Burrow says he feels better. He says it's the best that he's felt. He's, again, not on the injury report. So that's a good sign. So let's see what we can do here. Let's see what's cooked up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing like the thing I just don't get is like the team that showed up Monday night and the team that showed up Sunday are two completely different teams. I mean, I that's where the defense was unbelievable Monday night. The offense was a lot better in the second half, And I was watching some of they did the from the jungle. I was watching some of the highlights there. Joe is actually moving. Joe looked like he moved better Monday night than he did Sunday. Now, the caveat to that is, it was a short week from Monday to Sunday, so he had less time to recover. So that might have had a lot, and I don't know if anybody's brought that up. That might have had a lot to do with Joe's mobility of having less time to recover than he normally would have had. Now he's going to have his full time to recover this week. So that just came to my head as I'm talking here. But that could have had something to do with Joe's lack of mobility last week.
Yeah, I mean, it's hopefully I manage it, get to the bye week. Hopefully, just has a nice, easy, quiet bye week, and then by week 8, however, like it's not an afterthought, but it's something that just kind of that they're able to get more of their actual their regular playbook back in. So
exactly.
Now at this point,
as I
said, you've got 4 games in, you've got 4 weeks of uneven gameplay. This week, pick you have 4 weeks of film. Figure out what worked. Use what worked. I mean, what was working in second half against Baltimore? What was working against the Rams? Run those plays.
Yeah. Do that because that worked.
Yeah, exactly.
That worked real well. Now, as far as the injury report goes, like I said, Joe Burrow wasn't on there. T. Higgins did not practice. He was on the rehab field. But good news, Cam Taylor-Britt was, I think, he was full participant in practice. Now, I think he's still under concussion protocol. He's got to go through all that stuff, so we won't really know if he's going to play. But from the videos I saw, looked like he was running around and playing fine. Now he's got a clear, concussion protocol to hopefully he'll be back. With T not practicing at all this week, that to me seems like more trending in the direction of T not playing. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm kind of 50-50 whether I think he's actually going to go or not, because it's going to be an issue of pain tolerance more than anything else. Mm-hmm. Can they put, players wear such thin pads. I don't know if they still have those little flak jackets.
I think they
can
do.
Wear they're not going to wear them. They're so used to wearing the least amount. I mean, a lot of these guys don't even wear any hip pads or knee pads or anything, which is crazy to me.
Crazy.
But at that point, you wonder if it's going to be something like, if it's a matter of wearing extra padding or feeling comfortable, feeling normal, you're probably not going to wear it and just go out and deal with it. I saw quotes that T was talking to Jamar at, just trying to get his opinion. And he said, just use your head, go whatever your head tells you to do. Mm-hmm. But I think considering the magnitude of this game that he's going to at least
try, I think. But that's where I'm like, I can't believe but I'm kind of surprised that he didn't practice. That's for either day. Because usually these guys have got to practice to get in the rhythm, at least get out there.
You wonder at this point, this is his 4th year getting passes from Burrow. Burrow knows where to throw the ball. True. Whether or not he can get the ball there is another story, but he knows where to throw the ball to T. He knows his, his speed, how he's going to come out of his routes. So I think this is just holding bullets. It's just conserving bullets right now.
I'll get to Paul's comment here. He said, Joe seems more confident after coming off major knee surgery. That tells me he is afraid of another tweak or pull. Well, yeah, I won't say he's more confident, but I do agree. I think he's more afraid of a tweak or pull because he did it. That happened. And that's where I was talking to somebody on the show this week, where that's where I think Joe is more cautious about it, because he did re-aggravate it, because he was moving around a lot in that second half of the Ravens game. He was feeling pretty good. I do think that he's, I won't say afraid, but he's just very cautious about, very conscientious about that calf. And that's got, till he gets past that, which he's got to be able to run and let it rip, and know that it's not going to get hurt. It's kind of like they say on the knee. Once you take that first hit after a major knee surgery, it's out of your head. Well, I think if he'd made it to this point in the season right by now without tweaking it again the first time, I don't even think it'd be an issue, but he did tweak it. So yeah, I do agree with that. I do think it's in his head, and that's something that Joe has got to get over. And hopefully with him doing more stuff at practice, that is helping him. I know it's not game speed, and so don't get me wrong, I know it's completely different, but hopefully that gives him a little bit more confidence. Okay, I can do this. Okay, I can do this. Okay, it's a mental thing. It is a mental thing, whether people want to believe that or not.
I think part of it has to do with especially with his knee. His knee was healed. Like he was
Yeah.
healthy. It was a matter of just getting reps, getting comfortable, understanding that you're going to take a hit and you're going to be okay. Like that knee is completely healed. With the calf, it's not healed. So that's why he's being tentative, because it's something
And
that
nobody knows
and
when.
Halby.
And Joe, nobody knows
Yeah.
when it'll be completely healed. That's the
Yeah.
other thing too. Only Joe will know that. And the only way, and to me, the only way I think he'll know it if it doesn't hurt or tug or whatever, you know. And
Yeah.
and that could be the whole season. I mean,
Yeah.
he could still feel it the whole season. I mean, he could. I don't know. I don't remember ever doing that. I twisted and pulled all kinds of stuff when I was younger, but that was a long time ago. So I don't remember doing that.
Yeah. It's just really frustrating because I think if the Bengals knew that they were going to go 1-3 in the first quarter of the season, they would have absolutely sat Burrow.
Oh, absolutely.
And he wouldn't have hit the practice field until maybe last week, at and maybe be ready to go. They could have thrown him on IR and he would have been eligible to come off for
But
this game for that matter, or for Seattle.
If you could predict the future, you may be rich too. So
yeah, exactly. There's a $1.2 billion Powerball jackpot on Monday that was really, really nice in my bank account.
Exactly. So I mean that's the thing too. I don't know. I get a little irritated with that. Well, they should have done this. Like,
yeah.
Okay, should have, could have. I know. I try to speak in reality, and now the reality of the situation is where people are still saying that Joe should sit. Look, we're beyond that. We got to win, and that if we don't win, this season is over, and then it doesn't matter. Then they can sit Joe. Go get him healthy. You know, this is such a crucial win. Joe has got to play. And that's kind of where T's got to play. And like I said, I think he's going to play, but it is surprising that he wasn't wasn't practicing. So that makes you think maybe he's not. But more I think about it, it's like they got to play. They all know how big this game is. So I would be surprised if T doesn't play. But I mean, that's the importance of this game is if they lose, Joe, and I'm not trying to be down, but that's facts, dude. This season is most likely over. And people are like, "Oh, this season's already over." Like, well, not yet.
Yeah,
hold off. We got a chance still, but that's how big this is. The biggest game of the season.
Yeah, I mean they absolutely can recover it if they win. If they win on Sunday, they're 2-3. How many teams? I don't have stats in front of me, but I guarantee every year there's a team that's 2-3 that made the playoffs. Bengals were 2-3 last year, and they made the playoffs. Like that's easily over, or you can easily overcome that. It's just, and I kind of alluded to this the other day when I was with you and with Jay Morrison. I think the Bengals have put too much, I don't want to say responsibility, but maybe that's the right word, on Joe Burrow, and like trust Joe Burrow almost too much as it is.
They don't have a backup plan if this happens.
Right, exactly. I mean, the entire, they don't have a playbook to use because it's Joe's playbook, and they run the plays that he wants to run, and he can't run these plays right now. Or they listen to him about his calf. If they knew where his calf was and knew that this was still going to be an issue after 4 weeks, they would have sat him.
Right.
And I mean, that's kind of what you have. And it's not even a complaint against Joe. He's the most confident guy out there. He's Peyton Manning, when he's healthy. I mean, he can make every throw. He's a coach on the field and can process better than pretty much anybody else. But someone else needs to understand or needs to make it clear that they're the coach. Like we were talking about last week with when he came back into the game, when there's absolutely no need for him to be on the field. Like someone needs to be the adult and say, like, "Nah, man, I don't care if you want to get out there."
Yeah, you said that before, and I kind of this team is such a player-driven team, and this team is so reliant on Joe that I agree with. I get with what you're saying, but I also feel that would cut Joe's legs out from under him, as far as the leadership of this team, and look, Zach is the leader, or excuse me, Joe is the leader of this team. That's where I'm kind of like, I don't totally agree with that, because if Joe thinks he can play, he's going to play. And that's where I think that this team is bonded together, and if Zach comes out, oh, no, you can't play, you're sitting. I think it might come back to the other players are going, what the hell? You don't believe in Joe? Like, come on now. What are you doing? So that's kind of where I have the caveat. Like, I don't know if that's exactly what you should do. But I do agree that could be something you could do, but I also think it might backfire on you the way this team is, like I said, so evolved around Joe, because it's such a quarterback-driven offense, you know, and this team is so driven by Joe.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, coaches are the coaches. It's not as if he's being overruled by AJ McCarron saying like, "No, man, you got to sit down." This is the head coach or Brian Callahan, you know, those that are above him, you know, that especially, you know, something like coming back into the game. It's like, no, I mean, there's no need for you to be out there facing live bullets. You know, it's time to throw on a baseball hat and just, you know, watch the game from the sideline. Yeah, you know, I mean, I completely understand your point. And
well, the other thing
Burrow
too is the backup quarterback issue. I mean, Trevor Siemian, they tried to go upgrade. Trevor Siemian was a disaster.
Oh, terrible.
He didn't work. So they went and got Greer, and that was the week of the Ravens game. That's when Joe tweaked it again. Then Greer left.
Yeah.
So they went they've tried to upgrade it. Now we have AJ McCarron, but like again, he just got here. Yeah. And now the point is, we're to the point where you can't sit Joe for this game. I mean, you got to be in agreement with me on that. Joe can't sit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, this game he's got to play. It's you're pushing all your chips to the table right now. So that's the other issue I think they've had with sitting Joe is the backup quarterback issue, and it is an issue. They addressed it, but Trevor Siemian just wasn't there. And then so they had Greer, and I mean, I thought he was going to eventually be our number 2 quarterback. Yeah. And I think that Joe actually aggravates his calf where they could have put Greer in. I don't think they felt comfortable putting in Jake Browning, a guy who's only thrown 3 passes in the NFL. I mean, that's it.
But see, that's the other thing. Put Jake Browning in the fourth quarter and let him run actual offense, so you see him out there.
Well, last week, yes,
and that's, you know, again, that's
yes.
Because that game was over. They're not coming back 24 points down in the fourth quarter.
I agree. Fourth quarter, Joe should have been sitting. I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah, but that was him being I don't want to say hero is the wrong word, but like he didn't want to come out, and I get it. But again, you need the coaches to be the adult in the room. Be like, we need you. We need you for what's that?
Remember the Browns game? They took him out of the Browns game.
Exactly.
That's why I don't understand why they didn't take him out this time. It didn't make sense. Honestly, I think they were so shocked of how bad they were playing that I don't know. Maybe they just didn't think. I don't know. I'm like, I can't find a good reason why Joe is playing in the fourth quarter and people say, you know, Zach needs to do this. Well, Zach did do it in the first game.
Yeah.
So I don't know why the whole thing of way the Tennessee game went didn't make any sense at all.
No.
The defense looked so good Monday night.
Yeah.
They looked like they didn't know what anybody was supposed to be doing on defense. The offense looked absolutely terrible. Second half, I'll put the caveat. Second half of the Rams game, offense looked a lot better. Yeah. It didn't look good at all at any point of the game. So it was just such a mind-blowing situation of what was on the field. Dude, I'm going nuts. I'm like, this is the Tennessee freaking Titans offense. We're making them look like the greatest show on turf. Ryan freaking Tannehill is throwing bombs on us. Yeah, like, absolutely. What are we doing? It was so Jekyll and Hyde from one week to the next. There's no explanation for it that I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know if you want to blame it on just them being afraid of the running game, but they've throttled, but they've controlled the Titans. You know, the last 3 times they've handled them. Derrick Henry hadn't really got going, and nothing was working. It's just the craziest crap. Just when Tyjae Spears fumbles the ball in the backfield, he has to completely reset himself before he reverses field,
and it bounces right up,
and then bounces to the other side of the field and picks up 22 yards. Bigger play than the Bengals had all game long. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Well, it's just like the pass that Tannehill threw, and I've said this a couple times on here. I think DJ swiped at it, Sam swiped at it, and he goes right through there. And then the one Joe throws one, he actually comes outside the pocket, he throws one. Their linebacker jumps up, sticks his hand way out here, and gets it. That's like, among us playing like ass, nothing went the Bengals' way.
Yeah,
they went toward Tennessee.
What's hilarious is on the broadcast, Fox's broadcast, they were trying to say that Tannehill's throw that literally went through the trees. Like, oh, he look at the accuracy. Look at no, that's absolute dumb luck. That's walking down the sidewalk and finding $100 bill. There is no way in hell you throw that pass 100 times. There are 2 out of 100. That ball is actually getting past the defensive line. because like you have arms everywhere. Like, no, that was a terrible pass. He shouldn't have thrown it, and he got lucky because like it wasn't like the guys jumped up and outreached their fingertips. It went right past their arms. Like you threw it through the like. That's a bad pass.
I mean, if we had won in Baltimore or against Baltimore, and that would have made us, we would have lost this game. It wouldn't be as big of a deal. We would have been like, all right, we just got, which I still think they're going to just, crumble this game up and throw it away and forget about it. Because nothing, which they have to do, nothing went right. Nothing went right on Sunday.
Oh, Brad Robbins. Brad Robbins put well.
Brad Robbins, yes. And I shouted him out. He had his big ass smile when he came out of practice. I said, there you go. That's how you punt. I'm like, there you go. I knew you could do it. He's had a big old smile.
Rookie punters start out slow.
Yep.
And I mean, he was terrible the first 3 weeks, but he had a actual looking like a good NFL punter. Had a good game last week. So kudos there. So one thing went right.
One thing. That's good. But like I said, I never really doubted Brad Robinson. I was surprised how bad it was looking.
Yeah.
But I thought he'd get it together. So I was happy to see that. All right, so let's roll this on to our preview here and what adjustments, things like that we think the Bengals could and should make going up against Arizona, who Arizona is a better team than people thought they were going to be, which is funny because everybody thought we were going to be a Super Bowl team, and everybody thought Arizona was going to be a lottery team, the number one pick team, which they still might be. We're both 1 and 3. But Arizona is no joke, and I don't think the Bengals are looking past them at all. So what's your thoughts on the game Sunday against Arizona?
It sounds basic and very unconventional compared to how the Bengals go, but they need to simplify the offense. Again, just figure out the handful of plays that has worked so far this year. And again, it's against what Burrow likes to do. It was all the motion, all the pre-snap motion against the Rams. It got again. You're getting Jamar Chase free releases off the line, and you're getting them matched up against linebackers or safeties because he's not split out wide, or you can run gadget plays. It's absolutely run a lot more motion. Burrow doesn't like that. I don't care. Again, this is you need coaches to be listen. You can't run the Joe Burrow Cincinnati Bengals offense. We need to do something. Like we need to get points on the board, and if you're feeling better, fine. Second half, like if we come out, we get points on the board, and like we're in a good position. And second half, we'll go back to having all the chess pieces on the board, and you surveying everything before the snap. Cool, but they need to go and figure out what works. Like figure out what runs have worked the best. Again, just figure out the best matchups. And if Higgins isn't out there, I think they need to put Yoshivas out there because they need somebody. I would like basically they need somebody that size that he's not T. Higgins, but he can handle or he can run similar routes and similar concepts. He can high point the ball. He's faster than T. So this is who knows what they're actually going to do, but I think that would be wise if this is what they wanted to do. Quit trying to take shots downfield because he's absolutely not hitting them, and just figure out mesh routes, quick hitters. I don't know. Find a tight end and use them a little more or something. And what most people are I know he said it in the chat. Yeah, I'm surprised, but run the damn ball. Yeah, that's not that simple. There are Mixon has looked pretty like his numbers look decent. Like he's averaging 4.6 yards a carry. Mm-hmm. Their actual efficiency numbers are crap. He's getting 15 yards on a run, then he's getting nothing.
It's not consistent. It's not consistent. That's the thing. And people keep saying, "Yeah, run the ball." Well, they're trying to run the ball. It's got to get consistent. Offensive line has got to blow holes open. Yeah, they got to give Mixon because God love Mixon. I mean, he's getting older. He goes down, and I love Mixon. I'm not trying to be down on him, but he goes down with the first guy tackling him more than he used to. And I want Mixon. When Mixon sees the hole and he goes through it now, he does better, I think, at that instead of trying to dance around. When he starts dancing around, that's when the guys come and get him, I think. And that's where I think he needs to be more decisive and hit that hole.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad they kind of scrapped the wide zone scheme. It's downhill running game, give him the ball, let him hit the hole, and just shoot through there. Because, again, he absolutely runs out of there like he was shot out of a cannon until he gets hit. I mean, the guy's 225 pounds, and I don't know if it's a matter of balance or just older or whatever. Like he can't take contact like he used to. And that's, I mean, you look at the lack of explosive runs he's had almost in his entire career, but especially the last handful of years. Yeah, he can't, he can run away from somebody until he gets hit. And then
hopefully,
you know,
I would like them, and I say this every year, but get Chris Evans out there. I mean, I thought the first game in Cleveland, he looked pretty good, and then I really haven't seen him. I mean, he didn't play. I think was that Monday night? I don't even know if he dressed Sunday or not. But that's a guy. Anyway, they got to find a running back too. Somebody's got to step up out of these guys. They got Travion, Chase Brown, Chris Evans. Somebody.
they don't trust any of them. They do not trust any of them. And I mean, Chase Brown. Chase Brown at least has the excuse. I won't say excuse, but I mean, he's a rookie. He's young. He's got the ability to ascend. Chris Evans, like nobody trusts that guy on that roster. He misses assignments.
Why is he still on the roster?
Because they had no one else. I really think they should have gone out. I mean, Leonard Fournette's out there. Like he's not explosive, but I guarantee he's going to be better in pass protection. I guarantee he's going to be more at least trustworthy to run the proper plays. So,
I mean, Chris Evans actually, I think it's pretty. I think they do trust him when he's on the field as far as pass blocking go, because I think that's what he has actually done better at. But I mean, I just see that guy, and it's just like, daggone it, I wish he'd freaking get it together or something, man. Because he's got so much talent, so much speed. Yeah. It's just it kind of reminds me of John Ross. I mean, the speed, the talent the guy had, and it never showed up. And that's kind of where I'm getting with Chris Evans. It's irritating because I can see it, and I want it so bad for him, but he's not putting it together. And it's like this team we really could use, a guy like him to come out of the backfield and take some, some shuttle screens or, some of that stuff and take it to the house, get him the ball in space.
Yeah. That's what
if he could do that, that would help Burrow out.
Exactly. I really wish, again, like I was not a huge fan of it at the time, but like I understood the players they drafted. Looking back in retrospect, I mean, we're 6 months past the draft almost. I hate the draft that they had when in terms of players that can help the 2023 Bengals. They got one player that helped 2023 Bengals, and that's Brad Robbins. Miles Murphy, they knew he wasn't going to be a huge impact player for this year. DJ Turner, okay, like he's playing well, but he's playing earlier than he has to because Cheeto was not has kind of been in and out of the lineup, just trying to on a snap count, and Cam Taylor-Britt getting knocked out last week with a concussion. But
the biggest thing
Charlie
for me
Jones,
about the draft is a tight end. They should have drafted a tight end. There were so freaking many of them. I was shocked that they didn't.
Everyone uses, well, there wasn't a tight end that would have fit their spot at bullshit.
Trade down.
Right. I'm completely cool not getting the tight end in the first round because first round tight ends never pan out.
I mean, the thing is, the Cincinnati boy or Kentucky boy, not Wiley,
Michael Mayer, Michael Mayer.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah. I'm fine with them. I'm fine with them not getting him in the first round.
But I'm saying he's okay. Just put it this way. Just rewind this since you brought this up. This is good. Yeah. All right, you're saying that you don't like it or disappointed that they drafted Miles Murphy. Say they don't draft Miles Murphy, they draft Michael Mayer. How much better does this offense look? I mean, does Michael Mayer make that much of a difference on this offense?
I probably, again, I'm not disappointed that they drafted Miles Murphy, but again, it just kind of goes to the whole thing of they didn't draft enough guys that would impact this season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You got basically drafted a punt returner, a fourth string.
Got hurt. I mean,
yeah, they got hurt. He'll be back in a few weeks, and hey, he looked good. Finally looked like he was making an impact. But
dude, I'm so excited about Chuck Sizzle, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. And at least it's just a hand injury. It's not like a leg or knee or something. So he's not shouldn't have any tentativeness. He should be.
I think James Rapine said he got 5 pins put in his thumb. Like,
oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
But he's. I did see the surgery was successful, and earliest he's eligible to come off the IR is week 9, and he'll be completely fine to go.
Yep.
Good to go then. But again, there were tight ends available in the 3rd round and the 4th round. I didn't like the Chase Brown pick. I think he's got the ability to be a good NFL running back. They needed somebody they like Tyjae Spears, like Keaton
That's
Mitchell.
that's who I want. I wanted to draft him. That's who. But he
There-
wasn't. He wasn't. Well, he was there, but I don't remember what round he got drafted in. To be honest.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle. It's like third, fourth, fifth, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But again, Keaton Mitchell out of ECU. I mean, I watched that guy as a UC fan. That guy has so much ability. He was
He
so
killed
quick.
us. He freaking killed us.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he almost single-handedly won the game. Almost won at Nipper last year with him.
That's why I'm like, I want to draft that dude. I hate him now, but I
There's-
want Bengals.
Yeah, some of these guys are smaller guys, and like, okay, cool. Like, you don't
Well, that's what we want. It's like I want somebody to replace Gio. We haven't had
you need
that.
a change of pace guy. Exactly. You need a little quick guy that can get out, that can run. Again, someone that can run away from somebody, someone who can like kind of just hide behind the line of scrimmage and just kind of pop through and pop through the hole and it just makes some explosive play. Instead, they got someone who's similar to Joe Mixon, except he's willing to pass block.
Pass block, yeah.
Yeah, he's willing to pass block.
I mean, the thing is, like I said, either way, it is what it is. We need one of those guys to step up.
Yeah.
I mean, and to get going here, that has got to happen because, I mean, we'll run into the same problem we had with Joe Burrow. If Joe Mixon gets hurt,
Yeah.
And none of these guys have actually stepped up yet. That's the scary part. That's why I'm like, one of you dudes have got to step up and start making play. I always hope this would be Travion Williams. That's who I'm a big fan of his. I like him a lot, and I've seen him make multiple plays, and he's good at the pass blocking. So
He's
I was
really high grade on PFF. Take their blocking stats for what it's worth, but he's the second highest graded. I see graded higher than any of the offensive linemen on pass blocking and run blocking for that matter.
Yeah. So that's where, like, get him the ball some too. Hopefully get him in on this.
Yeah. But again, he has an issue staying on the field and he's not explosive. Like, he can make plays, but he's not someone who's going to make that 10-yard play into 30, 40, 50 yards by breaking the tackle and running away from the defense. And they just don't have it. They have Jamar Chase is the only guy on offense, even when the offense is running at full, 100% good to go. Jamar Chase is the only guy they have that can make explosive plays by running past somebody.
Mm-hmm. Well, he can.
He's not that fast. He can moss somebody. I mean, he'll jump over top of somebody and out muscle him, but how much yak does he actually get though? Boyd can, because he's over the middle of the field, and once he breaks, if he can break that first tackle, then there's no, then he's got open field in front of him. But he ran like a 4.5 or a 4.6. It was nothing spectacular.
Nah, that's nothing. I can run that. Oh man,
he can drive so much faster than that, man.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So one thing's good about this game this Sunday is there is no big name on defense that we have to work with. There is no Jeffrey Simmons. There is no Aaron Donald. So, and I'm not trying to throw the Ratbirds under the bus, but it's kind of like going against Baltimore. They had a good defense, but not a great defense. Now I was listening to Locked On Bengals. I think Jake Lisco said this, that Arizona has one of the worst secondaries in football. That bodes well for the Bengals. Now, like you said, deep shots would be, if Joe's healthy, hell yeah, we're taking deep shots all day long on him. I think right now, I don't know if we're going to, but you still can get motion guys and get them open. Hopefully that means these guys like TB and Chase can beat them off the line and get open and take it to the house, because that's what we need to happen. We need yak yards, like you're just saying. And with them being such a bad secondary, now I say this because Tennessee was supposed to be a terrible offensive line, and look how that worked out. But by the stats, they're not very good in secondary. We should be able to take advantage of this, so that goes into a check mark box for the Bengals.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just looking at PFF stats, and let's see. Petraglia Clark, one of the starting cornerbacks, he's rated 92nd out of 109 cornerbacks for graded. Marco Wilson, the other cornerback, is 90th out of 109. I guess they run a safety in their nickel defense. He's got a Jalen Thompson, and his coverage grade is, where's his coverage grade? 56.4. So yeah, they're not great covering, but again, they're just going to throw everyone in. It's just going to be a zone. They're just going to have everybody so compact. You hope somebody can break free and win one-on-one matchups when they have them, but I don't even know how much man-to-man they're really going to run. I don't know their tendencies, but looking at how terrible they are and looking at how limited, how shrunk the field is for the Bengals, if they were smart, because they don't have any big-time pass rushers, they would just rush 3, drop 8 into coverage, and give Burrow nowhere to throw the ball.
That's depressing. I don't like that.
I know.
No, but I mean, that's what they should do. They could do. And the thing is, like, if the offensive line can hold, with just them rushing only 3, they can only cover for so long. So, I mean, as long as Joe is not under pressure, I'll take that, even with Joe hampered, because I think eventually these guys get open and Joe will find them, whether he's hampered or not. So I actually take that.
Exactly. And part of it is he's getting rid of the ball so fast, even when he doesn't have pressure. I mean, the offensive line has been a gigantic disappointment. They are the 5th most highest paid offensive line, and they're graded in the bottom 5 in pretty much any category. But if they can hold up in pass protection and Burrow can trust the pass protection right now, I don't think he trusts the pass protection because he knows he can't escape out of it. But if he can trust them, then there's going to be windows to fit the ball. There's going to be guys open because he's got the best damn receiving core. Even if Higgins is out, they still have capable guys. I mean, Trent Irwin is, he's a capable guy. They've got guys out there that can get open. He needs to trust the protection when it's there and, find his guys instead of just dumping the ball off as quickly as possible.
Yeah, the offensive line, they need to step up. It needs to be a big game for them. I mean, and that's the thing is people are like, oh, this offensive line sucks, which, it hasn't played good, but I am more confident in this offensive line than I have in any of them because we got guys who have been there, done that. Orlando Brown, Alex Kappa. Say what you want about Ted Karras. I know he hasn't had the greatest season so far, but he has done that.
Yep.
They are capable. That's the thing that I keep saying. They are capable of playing better. Will they? I don't know, but the capability is there. Yep. And that's what gives me hope. And when you don't have as good of a pass rush, that should give Joe more time, which is what Joe needs. You need to protect him. He has more time, and more time would give him more confidence in what his ability is to do. So to me, again, that's all trending toward good things for the Bengals. Yeah. With that being said, I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be an ugly, tight game. We're going to be biting our freaking fingernails. It might come down to a field goal. And if it does and we win, I don't care. They just got to win. And the thing is, if you can get through this and get through the bye week at 3-3, that's, I won't say perfect, but that's that's basically what has to happen because coming out of the bye week, you got San Francisco. Yeah. That's going to be a big get right there. But hopefully Joe is 100% or close to it. That could bode well for the Bengals. But we got to win Sunday. That's the biggest thing right now. And the thing for me is their quarterback, Arizona's quarterback. What is his name now? Arizona's quarterback is you're on mute again. He's got to mess with that. But the quarterback has played out of his mind. Nope. Jump back on. I don't know what's going on. That's weird. So, but yeah, that's the thing is Arizona's quarterback has actually played. I think is it Greer? Is that his name? Somebody help me in this. Dobbs. Thank you, Dobbs. There you go, Aaron. You helped me out. Yeah, he's actually played pretty good for them. Now, you would think before last week, before we made Ryan Tannehill look like a freaking all-pro, I'd be like, he's not going to do that against this defense. But look what happened. Look how good Tannehill looked against us. And that's where I keep going back to. It was just a crazy game last week where I just can't believe that they would do that 2 weeks in a row. You good now?
Am I?
Yes, you're good.
I didn't touch anything this time. Last time I messed with. This time I didn't touch a damn thing. I'm guessing you got his quarterback's name is Joshua Dobbs, right?
Yeah, Dobbs. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah. Nate helped me out in the. So I don't have two screens. I can't. That's the next thing I do. I need to get two screens so I can look stuff up when I'm talking. But I only got one screen. So I'll say is Dobbs. We can't make a guy who's a career backup quarterback look like an all-pro again. I still call Tannehill a backup quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. He had a game.
He should be.
Yeah, yeah. But we can't do it 2 weeks in a row. Make him look like make a backup quarterback look like an all-pro, can we?
No, I mean their receiving core isn't like their receiving core is decent, but for them it's going to be about them running the ball anyway. Their offensive line is not very good, and 3 games out of 4, the Bengals' defensive line has looked pretty good. So even last week, yeah, the Titans put up, pretty good numbers, and but they still got in there a bunch. They still had 3 sacks. Trey Hendrickson is spending half of his time in the offensive backfield. I think he's like 6th in the league in pass rush win rate. So again, this is still a guy who hasn't taken a lot of snaps. You put a lot of pressure on him, and he's going to make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, Tom said they beat the Cowboys, which he's right. So that's what I'm saying. They don't look past Arizona. I'm not saying that at all. But talent-wise, we should beat them. Talent-wise, and that's where, okay, that kind of goes back to kind of what I'm saying, how crazy last weekend was.
Yeah.
The Cowboys rolled into Arizona, or I don't know if it was in Arizona or Dallas, I don't remember. But they were rolling. And Dallas beat them, and then the Bengals had this great Monday night, looked awesome, and just sucked Sunday.
Absolutely.
Right. It's the NFL. That can happen. So that's where sometimes you got to chalk it up to it was just a shit show, basically.
Yeah, the game was in Arizona, so it was on Cowboys were on the road. And you almost wonder if it was kind of the trap game overlooking because, well, I mean, they've got Patriots coming. They kind of had a spell of not very good teams. So you almost think that they just kind of tried to coast through it. And then, that's what happened when you try to coast through games.
Right, exactly. And that's kind of where I'm at, with the Tennessee game. I kind of said, it's like, maybe the Bengals just kind of overlooked it. It was a short week. We beat them 3 times in a row. We know how to do this. We know what to do to beat these guys, and give the Titans credit. They did stuff there. They threw the ball deep. They did stuff that I've never seen the Titans do ever in their history. Even Steve McNair didn't do this. They've never been a passing offense. Last time they were a passing offense, they were called the Houston Oilers, and Warren Moon was their quarterback. What they did Sunday is so out of character for them. Yeah. And it completely caught the Bengals off guard, and they never were able to adjust to it. So that's where it can't happen 2 weeks in a row, can it? I don't know. The odds of it are in the Bengals' favor.
Yeah.
That talent is going to overcome this stuff. And the Bengals are more talented than the Arizona Cardinals, and they're more talented than the way they've been playing. That's where I keep holding hope out to what we have.
But the problem at the end of the day is Bengals coaching staff keeps getting absolutely out-schemed. That's it. I mean, Lou Anarumo has, they've all been there for 5 years.
That's
the only thing that's changed since, the only thing that's changed since last year are the safeties, but absolutely just getting their pants pulled down on them. So talent can only do you so good if you get put in the wrong position. They're getting called in the wrong game plan. Again, went back to the jump pass that Derrick Henry had to Josh Wiley at the end of the second half, or the end of the second quarter on Sunday. Everybody on God's green earth knew they were going to throw the ball. 14 seconds left, no timeouts. They're not going to run the ball. And yet nobody decided to cover the tight end. Again, and there was miscommunication. It's like,
they were supposed to. And it's either Sample or it was Pratt was supposed to cover them, and they didn't. So they called the right defensive play. The players didn't freaking run it.
But what's so frustrating is they said they went out and set and set up that play, called timeout, went to the sideline to talk about it, and they still jacked up. So again, whether that's coaching, whether that's execution,
right. But that can't be on the coaching. If they freaking call the right defensive call and they don't run it, that's not on the coaches though. You can't put that one on the coaches because you can watch the play.
Maybe
go back and watch it. He runs right by Cam Sample, and he stands there like, "Oh, am I supposed to go there?" Like I said, I don't know if it was him or if it was Pratt. One of them was supposed to cover him, and they didn't. So I mean, you can't. I like the scheme and them getting thrown deep on them and all that stuff they did. Yes, I can put that on the coaching, but that one I can't because I think they called the right play, and they called timeout, made sure they did it, and the players still screwed it up. Yeah. So that's where. That one I don't think's on the defense, but the defensive in general, as the way it played, and the way it's played all the way up until except for Monday night, they've been very surprising. And one guy and I love him, and I hate to say this, but Mike Hilton is not playing the way Mike Hilton has played, and I don't know if his age trying to step up. I mean, catch up to him. Is it time to put DJ Ivy in there? Is that right? Yeah, not Turner. Ivy. Ivy's the one that's more the slot. You think it's more? Would you? I kind of said this. You might see him in the slot more. I don't know. But if Cam Taylor-Britt doesn't play, then that kind of throws that out the window. But I mean, I think for future, I think Ivy might be the guy that he might get more snaps on Hilton here.
I think Jalen Davis is the.
That's who I meant. Davis. Yeah. Damn it. Yes, Davis. Thank you. Yes, you're right.
So, yeah, I love Mike Hilton. Like that guy is 5'9", 105 pounds of heart and fight, and just an absolute like he's an ass kicker. Like he's gonna absolutely give every single ounce of ability that he has on every single play. He just doesn't have the ability to, unfortunately, I don't think. And he's had, he's always had his limitations. He's not someone who's going to be able to hold up great in one-on-one coverage, especially with anybody with any size, because they can just body him. That's what the Chiefs schemed up and did all AFC Championship game. But now it's just everybody's getting open. It's the fast, quick guys. Obviously, he's not going to be able to keep up in the open field. But I don't know. Like, what do you? I think that they need to. Will they? I don't know, because with them being with Zach Taylor being very much a player's coach, are they going to take snaps away from the from the veteran who's very much his tone setter? I mean, 2 years ago, his first year in Cincinnati, the first game they played the Steelers, pick six, runs it back to the house. So I think that they need to look to take some snaps away from him, only use them on run blitzes and to rush the passer. But
well, even that Mike didn't get there. He got stonewalled on the one blitz. I remember him going on, because I remember watching the game live and going, "Oh, wow, that wasn't good." Mike usually gets there. Now, the guy that I really like and I put a highlight video on the channel today. You guys go check it out there after we got off the show. Dax Hill. I love what he's been doing, and him coming off the edge. If you could have him come off the edge and drop one of the corners back to cover, that I think moving forward might be the new Mike Hilton, because he was like hauling ass off that edge there on Monday night. I want to see more of that, because they didn't stop it. They didn't see it coming.
Yeah, he's a heat-seeking missile. I mean, he's just so fast, and he's got the good size for being a safety. You can see the difference from last year to this year, how he's just worked on being able to get to the pass quarterback, because it seems like every time he tried to blitz last year, and again, he didn't get a whole lot of reps in 2022, but he's making it count. I mean, he's getting to the quarterback, he's disrupting things. Either he's got a sack, but he's also rushing the quarterback, flushing him. So
he's already got 2 interceptions too. So
yeah.
I mean, the one last week, Tannehill threw it to him, but it still counts.
Yeah, well, that's also kind of what happened on the first one too. That's the one where Deshaun Watson threw it right to him because it got tipped by Zach Carter and literally hit him right in the breadbasket. But
when Ryan Tannehill threw that ball, I'm like, that's the Ryan Tannehill I know. Where has that guy been at? That's the guy I expected on Sunday, not the one he was threading a needle in between two brass. Anyway, keep going about Dax Hill. Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, he's the only thing that I think he's lacking, and that'll come, is just the veteran savvy that Jesse Bates had. Speaking of guys that are balling out, Jesse Bates is having himself a season, man.
Oh yeah,
I love seeing it, because I like the guy, but and I was cool with the plan of letting him go, but man,
I would have rather kept him, but yeah,
I keep him and run him and Dax Hill. That would be a hell of a nice those two guys back
awesome.
there.
That would have been awesome. Now, all right, let's get to, because somebody put in the comment here at the beginning of the show, and I wanted to circle back to it about should Battle start getting more playing time than Mike Scott. Where are you at on Mike Scott?
Nick Scott.
Mike Scott was sorry, Nick Scott.
Mike Scott was a pitcher for the Astros in the 80s.
Yeah. Nick Scott.
Dude, he toasted the Reds a lot. That guy was a good pitcher, man. Yeah, Nick Scott, I mean, he hasn't looked very good. He's that looks like, I mean, again, without being able to check all the responsibilities, he looks like he's getting beat a lot, as at behind it, over the top. He's isn't tackling well. He's missing tackles. It's rough. I don't know whether they're ready to trust a rookie.
And Lou doesn't. Lou typically doesn't play rookies that much.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not going to rotate them. So if he does bench him, does bench Scott for Battle, I mean, that's it for the season. Like it's going to be Jordan Battle for the rest of the year. Battle isn't the physical specimen that either Scott and Dax Hill is, but he's more of the like his game IQ. I mean, the guy was a multi-year captain for Alabama.
Yeah.
you know what you're doing. Like you're a leader on the field. Like you understand, like you know the plays as well as the coaches know it. So he's gonna be out there, if not by next year, by later on this year, then definitely next year he'll be the starter. You got to wonder if maybe after the bye, if they kind of patch it together for the next 2 weeks,
They could.
and over the bye they switch over and give him the starting spot because it hasn't been good.
Now, one thing I noticed about Scott is you called him a heat-seeking missile. That's where I think he's trying to blow people up too much instead of wrapping them up. Because they say, I'm trying to remember, wasn't there a play on Sunday's game where he was in the backfield on the side and hit a guy, but the guy bounced off? I mean, he tackled him, but the guy bounced off and I think fell forward. I think he fell forward for a first down. If he just would have freaking wrapped him up.
Yeah, I mean, that's the old school, what the old school Bengals used to do. Like the crappy safeties that they had for a long, long time. They'd go out looking for the knockout blow and then bounce off them and pick up another 10 yards.
Yeah, now you're saying, because I don't remember exactly if he got a first down, but I tend to think he did because it's burned in my brain because it pissed me off because I'm like, just tackling, wrap him up. I mean, you don't have to blow his ass up, just get him on the ground. And that's one thing Lou has really specified with his players is get them on the ground. I don't care how you do it, just get them on the ground. And that's one thing that the Bengals did not do as much on Sunday.
It was bad. It was they were credited with 8 missed tackles. Lou Anarumo said that he thought there were 12. There were more than that. Cam Taylor-Britt missed a bunch of tackles, and he doesn't miss a lot of tackles.
No.
He's also another guy. Like he needs to pick his game up. I know we're talking more about tackling, but
everybody needs to. I mean, that's across the board. There isn't one. I'm from Joe Burrow all the way down to Brad Robinson. Everybody needs to pick their game up. They got to fucking play better.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to play better, and they can.
Exactly. Got them. I'm looking at Pro Football Reference. They've got him credited with 19 missed tackles on the season. That's not good in 4 games.
Bengals total?
Yeah. I mean, they have Hendrickson credited for 2 missed tackles, which is kind of funny, but he's not the run. He's not a run stopping defensive end. Like that's Hubbard's job.
Yeah, that's blackout Trey. He just blacks out and eats quarterbacks.
Exactly. So
cool. All right. Well, Joe, you've been on for 57 minutes.
Mostly. I've been off for a couple minutes.
As long as you get your mic.
With the microphone.
Yeah, your mic is tired. You've been on a lot. It's telling you.
I think so.
You need to get off. You got any score prediction? Or do you do score predictions?
Yeah, I've got him winning 16-14. Again, I don't see him getting in the end zone more than once. Again, back to Marvin Lewis. I see better than I hear, but this is a game they should be able. They can't let James Conner run wild. I mean, he's 4th in the league in rushing. He's another big back like Derrick Henry. I think they're going to have a much better game tackling. They're not going to be as many missed tackles. I think they're going to pull it out. It's going to be ugly as hell. But I'm going to say they get the touchdown in the first half. They finally get a first half touchdown.
That'd be cool. My prediction, I got the 20-17. Bengals win by a field goal. Again, I think it's going to be an ugly game. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we go out there and we just freaking destroy them.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I think we're I agree with. I think we're gonna do better at stopping the run I just think the Titans were just sick and tired of getting beat by the Bengals. They had this circled. Corey Dillon said this on my show that the Bengals are circled on everybody's schedule every week, and I think that the Titans double circled it, especially Henry, because we've stopped him the last 3 times we played him, and he got his this time. So yeah, I think the run defense is going to be better. Like I said, I got a feeling Joey's going to be better. I just, with him, mobility moving around, if he can get out there and he can start moving around and stuff, and he's feeling good, and he's feeling confident, that'll get that. He's got to get over that mental hurdle. And like I said, I think he was over it in the Baltimore game until he heard it. And then because I remember him walking off the field going, fuck, because he's like, oh, I didn't, I can't believe I did that. Yeah. That's where he doesn't want to do that again. He's getting to the point where he's, I think, getting closer to that point. And, so that's where I think we're all trending in the right direction. I think we're going to win 2017. We'll see what happens. Anyway, tell everybody about your show, where they can follow you out and subscribe.
The Bengals show. I'm going to put out weekly shows. We do a live show on Sunday evening after doing a recap. Subscribe to our channel, youtube.com, Riverfront Cincy. We've got not just my show. We've got the Riverfront, the longest running Reds podcast in the world. Late Night Reds, Tim Daniel and Ben Brown, live Reds talk every Sunday night. So follow us at the Bengals show on Twitter.
It's right down there. And right there.
Yep. There we go. It's there. So
there, point that way. There it is. Right there.
But somewhere it's
right.
There. I can there.
It's always the opposite.
I don't want to touch anything, so I'm going to knock off I've got my own show to record. I got to record my own show here in about 40 minutes, so I don't want to touch anything to jack it up. So
you're going to record and talk for an hour, and I can record anything because the mic won't work.
Exactly.
I just jinxed you. You're welcome.
I know. So much money spent in all this crap, and I do it pro bono, and it doesn't.
It doesn't work. It's all.
Damn it.
All right, Joe. Appreciate you, man. Who day, man.
Who day. Thanks, Jeff.
All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Nate, I hope I'm right too, buddy. I hope I'm right. We'll see. I haven't been right about a lot of stuff this year yet, but we'll see. Well, I do think. In my optimistic self, that's just the way I'm wired, people. I just cannot fathom the Bengals losing this game because they have to win this game. They have to. This is the biggest must-win, I don't know, Bengals history. I mean, it's a pretty damn big win. They got to win this thing, or the season is over. So, anyway, I'm an optimist. You know, some people like it. Sometimes I drive people nuts about it. And if I do, I apologize. But, it is what it is. Anyway, let's get to the Facebook groups that let me live stream. And as always, I appreciate every single one of them. They are Who Day Nation, Who Day Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, Radical Reds, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar, and then you can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Twitter X handle is at Jeff A. Trunable. TikTok is at Iceman90. I'll be pulling a sign off later on tonight, putting on the podcast on BeanPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure to rate, like, and review. You guys can listen to it and listen and count how many times Joe's mic goes out, and you just leaves me hanging. Please make sure you leave a comment and a 5-star review so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. YouTubers, I'm at 2,380 subscribers. As always, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up on the video. That just helps the algorithms, helps me out. Also, go check out the other videos I got on the channel, yesterday's show. I've got a ton of videos on there, different shorts, different stuff that I'm trying to do to just give you more information, more stuff to watch. If you could watch those, leave a comment. Like I said, thumbs up, all that cool stuff. I'd appreciate it. Tomorrow, who do I have on tomorrow? I know I'm trying to think in my head of who I had. Oh, I have Muhammad on tomorrow. Got Muhammad for a fun Football Friday show. We will be discussing more of the Bengals and get his thoughts on how are they going to pull this off. I think they're going to do it. What do I know? I'm just a guy with a YouTube channel. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow. That's just sports, baby. See ya!
Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black, and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, everything day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle dripping heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin', who day? Time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Who day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earned our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle. daddy, we gon' rise and in the jungle.